everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Kara Fiano and today I'm here with Ian.
Hey.
And we are going to show you what Asheville actually looks like after the storm. I have noticed after posting various videos online, especially recently, that Asheville has really gotten a lot of bad PR after Hurricane Helene. Yes, this area did get hit really hard. However, a lot of work has been done to restore this area, and I've noticed that some people have the misconception that it's not a livable area, it's a ghost town, no one's living here, it's totally destroyed. And we're here to tell you that that is not the case. There are plenty of people still living here, and we're gonna show you the reality of the area.
Yeah, we keep it real, but we noticed a lot of people were unrealistically negative, so we thought we'll let the video do the talking. And this is as of July 21st, 2025.
Yep.
Just so you know. So we'll start with the worst, I think. We'll try to balance it out and show you some stuff that was untouched.
Right.
You'll see a pattern, and it's basically that things near the river, the French Broad, where the river rose 30 feet, are destroyed or were destroyed, but there's a lot of work coming along to fixing it. And so that's patchy, but the rest of town is actually fine. So we're gonna show you that. So come along with us.
Yeah, we're gonna basically focus on Asheville in this video. I'll probably do videos in the future showing you Black Mountain and Weaverville and Lester and Arden and, you know, all the different areas to really show you what those areas look like, because just quick example, like Black Mountain, I know some people are saying, oh, Black Mountain, that's where there were all the mules, you know, rescuing people, and you know, there must be no Black Mountain. That's not true at all. Black Mountain, the town, is totally
We were there
fine.
for 4th of July.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
You know, there's a ton of businesses there that are open and really needing people to visit and support them. And so we're here to tell you, basically come support local businesses because they really do need it. This is just going to be Asheville, so we're going to show you West Asheville, the River Arts District, Biltmore Village, and then a little bit of like Tunnel Road, Swannanoa River Road area. And we're going to show you the bad parts, so things that you may have already seen before, but we're also going to show you the good stuff and what is not really being covered. So we are parked here now at, well, this isn't actually Carrier Park. This one, I always forget the name of this one, but it's basically part of Carrier Park, or right next to it. It's where the dog park was. I'm actually shocked that we were able to park in this parking lot. I thought it was going to be gated off. And yeah, start here.
Yeah, all right, let's go.
Some of you guys may recognize this. This is the restroom area. The parking lot here has, you know, a bit of sand on it, but honestly the pavement still exists, which is good. Everything is pretty overgrown. I feel like that's what's going to make it look a lot worse than it actually is. I haven't actually walked in this area since the hurricane. This is going to be the worst out of all of West Asheville, I would say, because the town, as you'll see, as we'll show you, is totally fine. We're just walking around French Broad River Park. I looked up the name because I always forget what it is, but we're just walking around it a little bit. Honestly, our thoughts are that it's going to be pretty simple and not terribly expensive to fix it up. There is some construction going on behind me right now, but I mean, the trail is still here, the paved trail. There are some areas that are in need of work, of course. And then behind me here is the dog park, so you can see large dogs, that sign is still there, and then the small dog area. So the fence is totally gone with the exception of the gate. But honestly, it's gonna be mostly yard work. It's gonna be a lot of, you know, mowing all of this, replacing the fence here, and then we're gonna walk to the river over here. But in my opinion, it's definitely needs work for sure, of course, but it's not going to be a huge expensive project. I mean, they'll have to redo the bathroom building, but what do you think?
Well, basically what you just said. All it's gonna take really is like a few days of mowing and maybe a team of people a week to put up some fences for the dog park. But then they will have to renovate the bathrooms. Yeah,
which I mean, they could temporarily put up porta potties in the meantime.
But otherwise it'll be usable.
Exactly. And here I'm gonna turn the camera around. We just got to the water. They have this
yeah, it's fenced off. No, they don't want us.
Yeah, they don't want us to go in there, but here's the water. if you keep walking down this way, which we can't, there's a little like dock and sitting area that's gone, of course, so they could redo that, but there are still some trees standing there, and yeah, that's pretty much it for this park, I'd say, don't you think?
I kind of wonder why they haven't opened to the public already.
That's kind of what I'm wondering. It's sort of like unofficially open.
Well, people
like
are
part of it
through.
Yeah, we've seen like 2 other people, like as you can see there's the line here and like danger, keep out, but you can walk up to this point, so I don't know, kind of interesting. There was a little wooden bridge here that is, as you can imagine, completely destroyed, and then part of the trail is gone there. So this is probably the worst part of the French Broad River Park from what I can tell. We are in the River Arts District, so we're first going to start out on Lyman Street. This is the road that is closest to the river, and this is naturally the part that was hardest hit. So interestingly, the trail along the river is actually still open and totally fine. Like,
yeah,
the pavement
totally,
and
seemingly
everything.
untouched.
Yeah, it totally looked fine. There were people rollerblading, biking, walking, so that's still usable. And right now behind us, this is the marquee, and there used to be like a skate park back here, Wildflowers Vintage. I highlighted them in a video a couple years ago, I think, in a thrifting video. They're back here. Basically everything right here is closed at the moment. You may have seen the news around Marquee that they have been renovating, and I know a lot of businesses in here are too. And we're then gonna show you Riverview Station. We also highlighted that. I think that was in our Free Things to Do video.
Yeah.
Last year.
It was a very nice gallery.
Well,
and as we said, we're starting with the worst, so that was pretty hard hit.
That was, because that's like pretty much river level. But the second floor I think was fine. They just have to renovate the first floor.
Okay.
The building is still standing. We'll show you that. The parking lot naturally is a mess, but we'll show you what that looks like at this point. And then we're gonna head up to Depot Street. That's another area that I've showed in my videos in the past. Pretty much, I think every gallery up there is open. Lyman Street, I would say pretty much not. But then there's another part of the River Arts District. There's like Bowl and Beggar, that's like a restaurant, and there's a few other restaurants and like breweries over there. It's like another little pocket of the River Arts District, and that's open. And they just built a new apartment complex. It's like a luxury apartment complex. What was that called? I'll put it on the screen here, but anyway, there's a new apartment complex. So this area is still
patchy, I would say.
It's still patchy, but it is still like up and running. Some parts are. So I'm not really going to show the neighborhoods of the River Arts District. There are some that are up on the hill that look out onto the River Arts District and the water, but I'm not going to show you those. As you can imagine, with them being up higher, they're totally fine. I'm also not really going to spend much time showing you downtown. That's totally fine. Really, we're showing you, as I said, the hardest hit areas, and then kind of the lesser. So right. Let's show you, more of the galleries. Here is Riverview Station. As you can see, the grass is pretty overgrown, but they are working on it a bit. Doesn't seem like anyone's here today, but I do see various dumpsters. The parking area is, as you can imagine, a total mess. This, I would say, is the worst of the River Arts District by far, this area and the Marquee. Here's a bit more of the worst of the River Arts District. Over here, this used to be a barbecue place. This used to be a cafe. You can actually kind of see in there. I'm not sure which of these businesses are going to be fixed up and reopened, and I'm not sure which ones are going to be torn down. Alright, we're up here on Depot Street. It's a little bit loud at the moment because there's actually a train in front of me, but I wanted to show you that a lot of these galleries are open. You can see the open signs here, and there's a bunch of them over here, so I'll walk up here and show you a little bit of that. But yeah, everything up on Depot Street is pretty good to go. We're in Biltmore Village now. This area was completely submerged during Hurricane Helene. If you're familiar with Biltmore Village at all, you might know that flooding in this area is not uncommon. Even during really heavy rainstorms, there would be water in the streets. It's had a history of flooding for a very long time. So Hurricane Helene really did hurt Biltmore Village a lot. I'm sure that you have seen tons of video footage on the news, on social media, of what this area has looked like, but interestingly, some businesses are actually open. So the Grand Bohemian is now open. That's a very popular lodging spot.
It's a hotel.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a clothing store called Monkeys that's open now. There's, I think it's called...
There's an art gallery called New Morning.
New Morning Art Gallery, that's open. Kava just reopened. Hillman Beer, that's open now too. Basically, there's a bunch of places that are opening up, and the association that covers this area has actually stated that they're planning on 60% of businesses opening up by October, which is really, really great. There are still plenty of buildings that are boarded up and need a lot of work, but it is good to see some of those businesses reopening. So we're gonna walk around, show you a bit of the bad stuff, but also the good stuff.
Yeah, there's a lot of money invested in bringing this place back to life.
Definitely.
So,
yeah.
In the long run, I'm not too worried.
No, I'm not either. Let's go walk around Biltmore Village. We're headed over to our last couple stops. We just pulled into the parking lot for the Antique Tobacco Barn. I believe that I have shown this in a video in the past. I don't remember which video it was, but they just reopened within the past few weeks, and there were actually 2,000 people waiting to get in here, which is crazy to me. They just reopened. This is a huge, huge place for antiques, and I wouldn't necessarily call it a thrift store because the prices can be a bit high, but they have really unique pieces from all over the world, and it's a massive, massive warehouse. Yeah. And they are right on Swannanoa River. And so they got completely wiped out. Like, it was filled with mud, and just everything in here got completely destroyed, but they're now open. So we're just gonna pop our heads in here real quick, see what it looks like, because I haven't been in here since it opened. Yeah. And then we're going to show you a little bit of Tunnel Road and Swannanoa River Road, and that'll be it for the video. Yeah. All right, let's look inside.
Don't tell them, but I think maybe the place, well, I think it needed a good cleaning. I think it got it.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed, is that a lot of these places are actually better than they used to be, so that's great.
All right, so this is that infamous U-Haul. I don't know if you guys saw the carnage from Helene, but there were U-Hauls floating in that parking lot that had been parked there. But it's mostly back to normal. And this is probably the worst intersection around Tunnel Road on the east side of town. Ole Guacamole's was gutted, and it's now for lease. And there's an Asheville bed store. That's probably the worst of it. But as you see, right next door, Goodwill is operational.
That's everything that we're going to show you guys today. I know we focused pretty heavily on the commercial areas, but we wanted to show you the hardest hit spots to show you how far they've come and basically what they look like today. Not quite a year later, but 9 months roughly.
Yeah, it felt like the apocalypse at the time, and it kind of was in a way, but
yeah.
We're still here. People are rebuilding. We're recovering quite well. And if you're an intelligent person who wants to buy a high quality asset cheap, we know a good realtor.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, I mean, right now, you know, just to throw this out there for those of you that don't watch my housing market update videos, maybe this is how you found my channel, was through this video. I am a local real estate broker, and I have noticed that the real estate market here has become much more of a buyer's market. We are now shifting into that territory, whereas we were in a really strong seller's market. So sellers are a lot more negotiable, and I really think that this area is going to be revitalized, and in my opinion, I think it's going to be better than it was before. A lot of areas,
hopeful,
at least.
yeah.
And so I did also want to say, you know, we did focus a lot on the commercial areas, and I didn't really show you a lot of the neighborhoods. If you guys do want to see that, let me know and we can show it in another video. But just know that every neighborhood is basically fine. Like if you go to Oakley, Kenilworth, Montford, you know, the little bit that we showed you in West Asheville, Leicester, like so many neighborhoods are really fine. Of course, you'll find a home every now and then that maybe had a tree fall on it, or a branch or something, and they need to redo part of the house, or in some rare cases, demolish the whole thing. Or of course, if you're right on the water in a flood zone.
That's a demo, but
that's different.
Most places aren't built right next to the water, just
There's areas like Marshall and Hot Springs. Those towns actually reopened a few months ago. I'll probably show those at some point. So there's a lot of businesses there, restaurants and shops that have reopened and are ready for people to come and enjoy the area again.
Yeah.
You know, those buildings are still standing and they've been renovated, which is great.
At this point, the biggest impact from the hurricane is the national news media coverage that we got. It was all bad PR.
Right, they showed all the bad stuff that happened in, you know, end of September and October, but what they didn't show is what it looks like now, you know, in 2025. So that's what I'm here to do, and what we're here to do is show you the reality of what it looks like, and we'll continue to update you in future videos. I'll continue to update you. And yeah, I think we're just gonna grab lunch at Cava. Just know that the neighborhoods are good, people are living here, it's getting better quickly.
Yeah, the mules are back to pulling farm equipment.
Yeah, they're no longer here.
They're no longer carrying people and supplies.
In terms of the water situation, we did get water back after about a month. That was probably the most difficult part of the hurricane. We did leave, we evacuated for 2 weeks. If you didn't see my video, I went through everything of like our evacuation experience and like just experience through Helene. I'll link that up here if you didn't see it, but we left our apartment, we weren't there for about a month, and then we did get water back. So the entire water system for the city of Asheville has been redone. It had a lot of problems before, even prior to Helene. Ian and I would lose water.
Water service like twice a year?
It was more than that, I feel like. It was like 2 or 3 times just because of who knows what. So honestly, we haven't had one issue since Helene, now that that's all been rebuilt. So that's a perfect example of why I think, I'm not going to say Helene was a good thing, but
we're optimistic going forward.
Yeah, we're optimistic, and there are definitely some good things that came out of it and some silver linings.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions on, you know, particular areas, if you're curious about like what they look like now, or just any questions at all, let me know. But I think that's about it for today, right?
Okay, yeah, I think we've been quite extensive. And
Yeah.
if we missed anything or you have any questions, talk to her.
Sounds good. I'll leave all my contact info in the description box. Feel free to call me, text me, email me. Always happy to answer any questions and help out in any way I can. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, comment down below. Let me know if you have been to Asheville, if you're not local, if you have been here since the storm and what your experience was. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, take care, guys.
All right, see ya.